Tied up with first aid, take the break on the first date. Susan, next heroin addict, just stop using. You love booze and alternative music. Told me she was going back and using again. I said, wait, first try to hallucinogen. Better than heroin, ain't the booze in the den. Come here, let's go in here. Who's in the den? Me and Kelly. My bad, let's try another room. Shut up, blood, too much is mushroom. This'll help you get in touch with your butt. We'll get barefoot, butt naked and run in the woods. Oh hell, I might as well find this party is so rad. Oh dad, I ain't mean for you to eat the whole bag. I never meant to give you mushroom, girl. I never meant to bring you to my world. But now you're saying names up when you're crying. And now it's my fault, my fault. I'm sorry. I never meant to give you mushroom, girl. I never meant to bring you to my world. But now you're saying names up when you're crying. And now it's my fault, my fault. Yo, Sue. Get away from me. I don't know you. Oh, shoot. She's tripping. I need to go for you. I wasn't trying to turn this into something major. I just wanted to make you appreciate nature. Susan, stop crying. I don't hate you. The world's not against you. I'm sorry your father raped you. So what you had the little coochie in your dad's mouth? That ain't no reason to start wigging his spaz out. He said, help me, I think I'm having a seizure. I said, I'm high too, bitch. Quit grabbing my t-shirt. Like, oh, calm down. You're starting to scare me. He said, 26 years old and I'm not married. I don't even have any kids and I can't cook. I'm over here, who you're talking to the plant. Look, we need to get to a hospital before it's too late. 'Cause I never seen no one eat as many shrooms as you ate. I never meant to give you mushroom, girl. What? I never meant to bring you to my world. But now you're saying it's like when you're crying. And now it's my fault, my fault. An accident. I never meant to give you mushroom, girl. I never meant to bring you to my world. But now you're saying it's like when you're crying. And now it's my fault, my fault. Susan, where you going? You better be careful. Leave me alone, Dad. I'm sick of getting my hair pulled. I'm not the dad. We're trying to swallow.
Phil Gamer score it.
Put down the scissors when you do something dumb.
Phil Gamer score it.
Please, I gotta go find Dave. He's the one who gave me these. Now, where's Dave at before I pass you? He's in the bathroom. He's in the crap.
Here's my gamer score.